Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Jennifer Keesmaat and I'm running to be Mayor of the City of Toronto. I worked for many years as a business leader, building up my company from a startup to a major national company with 600 employees and offices across Canada. Our specialty was planning, and I worked on plans across Canada, across North America, and also overseas. Then I took a wonderful job as chief planner in the City of Toronto. I saw the amazing potential of this city. And I'm afraid I also had the opportunity to come to the conclusion that our city is missing opportunities under its current leadership. So I decided to run for mayor. And one of the key issues that I'm determined we address as a city is the high cost of housing. I'm here today to propose a rent-to-own program to help ordinary people with the high cost of housing in our city. I also think that the wealthiest and most fortunate among us can contribute a bit more that will allow us to act on important opportunities like dealing with the cost of housing in our city. So I am here to propose that we pay for this rent-to-own program with a reform to Toronto's property taxes, a reform that will ask the wealthiest and most fortunate among us to contribute a bit more. Let's begin with the proposal I'm making today to help people deal with the cost of housing in this city. There's an entire generation that is being priced out of access to housing in our city. They are struggling with debt. They have little saved for retirement. And I've seen the home ownership ladder kicked out from underneath them. So today I am proposing a new City of Toronto home ownership program in order to help. The heart of this proposal is a rent-to-own program. People taking advantage of this program will be able to apply a portion of their monthly rent against the down payment on their home. So renting becomes a pathway to home ownership. The details of my plan are outlined in my backgrounder and are published as of today on my website. But here is the bottom line. This plan will help 10,000 families over the next 10 years achieve the goal of home ownership. And as mayor, I'll be asking the province of Ontario and the government of Canada to match our commitment, which will allow the program to then scale up to 30,000 new home ownership opportunities in our city over the next 10 years. The City of Toronto will pay for this home ownership program, which is designed to help people access home ownership through a new property tax surtax paid for by the most fortunate among us, those who have benefited greatly from our red-hot housing market. Today I am proposing a surtax on property tax paid on luxury homes, those that are worth more than $4 million in our city. A 0.4% property tax surtax on luxury homes will raise $80 million a year, sufficient to fund the rent-to-own program that I've introduced today. People in Toronto are facing a real affordability crunch, and the City of Toronto should not be making that worse. And the most fortunate among us, the people who have done the best at the highest end of Toronto's housing market, can afford to contribute a little more to help people get their start in this city. To put it another way, I believe we should make Toronto property taxes more progressive. This is a significant change, and we should use the funds to help ordinary people afford the cost of housing in this city. Torontonians will be getting together this weekend to be with their families, to celebrate Thanksgiving. And I think that people will be talking about our city and how we can together make it better. Are we going to keep missing opportunities as we've done over the course of the past 4 years? Or can we do better? Will we choose to do better as a city? I think we can do better, and I think we should choose to do better as a city. I think the most fortunate amongst us can contribute a little more. And I think we can put those contributions to work to help families in this city and young people deal with the high cost of housing. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions. A minor change is required to our taxing authority, and I know that our Premier has made it clear that he's very concerned as well about affordability, and I'm confident that we'll be able to get this minor change made to the taxing authorities that exist today. Well, the Premier says that he's for the people, and this is about ordinary people having access to home ownership. That's what this is about. It's about a reform to our taxation. And this is a significant change because it's a progressive tax. It's a reform to our taxation that has those at the very, very highest end of our housing market pay a surcharge in order to help others access home ownership and affordability. And a small change is required to the City of Toronto Act to enable the City of Toronto to do this. And I absolutely believe the case can be made that this is in the best interests of Torontonian and providing access to housing. Can't quite hear you. Yes, so as my housing platform, I have indicated that we can unlock city-owned land to build 100,000 units of affordable housing in this city. This is something we used to do. We can do it again. And this plan today complements and is a more specific part of that larger plan. So 10,000 of those 100,000 units will be rent-to-own units, rent-to-own homes. So as it stands today, there's approximately 3,000 homes in this city. So we're talking about the 0.001% in the city, approximately 3,000 homes that would be charged this surcharge in order to provide access for others to housing in this city. So this is really about asking those who can afford to pay more to give young people the opportunity to access home ownership in our city.
Jennifer, why should it have be willing to do this?
Well, the good news is I've had many conversations over the past several days with people who, in fact, are in this category, and they get it and understand it and see that the housing affordability crisis in our city is affecting young people. It is affecting many people across the city, including many of their children, and see the priority and the opportunity of ensuring that we're providing access to home ownership within our city. So there's a broad recognition that this is in the interests of ensuring that a next generation can have access to housing just like a previous generation did. The 0.4 is approximately $16,000 per home. We landed on that amount by looking at a set target of the amount of homes that we wanted to be able to provide through the rent-to-own program.
Jennifer, have you seen this in any other city, in any other province or country where this has worked?
Yes, so this is a new program for the City of Toronto. It's a significant reform to our taxation city. It's a progressive approach to taxation in the City of Toronto. It's a little bit different, but it's not unlike a program that exists province-wide in British Columbia. It's called the school tax, and it is a tax on luxury homes to fund schools. It's not unlike it, it's very similar to it, but it's fundamentally new and a significant change for the City of Toronto. Yes, so I am asking the provincial government and the federal government to be partners in providing access to home ownership through a rent-to-own program here in the City of Toronto by matching our municipal contribution, which I am proposing that we pay for through a surtax on luxury homes. And I'm asking other levels of government to contribute to this program and be a participant in ensuring that we're providing access to home ownership for a next generation of Canadians. That's correct. Great, thank you very much.